everyone, welcome back to Micro Adventures. I am Ellie and I'm so happy that you're here. We've got a full body workout on deck and I'm calling this a doubles series because we're gonna hit everything together. So we're gonna work both legs together the whole time, both arms, the whole core. We're just getting it all packed in there. You will need some hand weights, so maybe a set of light to medium. We will start things off on one white spring, or if you don't have the white, one black spring, or if you need a little extra support today, one black, okay? I'm gonna kick things off on one white. We will start in a kneeling crunch. So let's start off a little bit slower. Forearms to the front platform, knees to the carriage. You're gonna find this kneeling plank position and just hold. I want you to check in that your shoulders are stacked over the elbows. I want you to push down through the forearms, lift the space between the shoulder blades, squeeze the inner thighs together, squeeze your glutes a little bit, and then really take a deep breath in. Exhale, squeeze the abs in and around you, so really strong through your core. Inhale here, we're gonna slide the shoulders slightly behind your elbows. And then exhale, we're gonna use your abs to slide the carriage in, rounding through the spine. So scooping through the belly, chin towards chest, eyes towards thighs. Inhale as you slide back out. Exhale as you squeeze and round. So think about this movement as if you're doing a crunch upside down. Right? And we're on the front of the machine, so the spring tension is actually helping us. So for my challengers, I want you to send your shoulders behind the elbows and see if you can hit that crunch from there. That will make things a little bit more intense, right? But the goal here is to really turn on the core, right? To really activate the abs. Release any tension in your neck, in your jaw, right? Breathe and find your strength. We're gonna round it up halfway and hold in 3, 2, squeeze it on up halfway, hold. So you're scooped through the belly, chin towards the chest. From here, I want you to slide out an inch, back in an inch from the platform. So push away from the front platform an inch, slide forward an inch. So you're holding that scoop through the belly, you're just pressing out and back in, little slides here. For 4, up to your hands, knees stay, wheelbarrow cobra combo in 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up to the hands, knees are gonna stay, and then pause again, right? So I like to point my thumbs forward on the sides of the rails, the heel of my hands pushing down into the rails, so I'm getting all this length and lift out of my wrist creases. And then feel your spine and space. One long line from the crown of the head through the knees. Squeeze your glutes, that'll help lengthen the low back. And then imagine someone ran a zipper from your pelvic floor all the way up the sternum to your throat. So really drive your navel towards the spine and up towards the ribs. From here, we're gonna go 1 wheelbarrow, extending back through the arms. Oh man, all that extra attention to detail got me shaking in the first wheelbarrow. Amazing. Hopefully that's the case for you. And then we go 1 cobra. So the elbows are tracking straight back. We're bending through the elbows as we extend back. So it's like basically wheelbarrow with a bend to the elbows. So we'll alternate between the two. We go 1 wheelbarrow. If your body is vibrating like mine, oh, more power to you, right? The shake is real and there's magic in the shake. Okay, when we start to get those muscles to tremor and shake, we're really in the right place, right? This is where our body is really working at its full potential in terms of this workout, in terms of this machine. That tremor and that shake, it's not just about getting in the exercises long enough to get there. Part of it is this mindfulness, right? That you're really mindfully squeezing the muscle yourself and then moving from that squeeze and going slow enough, right? And then it's magic. Everything starts to tremor. We've got 10 more seconds here. Hands will stay, toes tucked to the carriage. We're going plank to pike, friends. In 3, 2, 1. Toes to the carriage, hands stay. Find your full plank position. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, navel to the spine. Use the squeeze of your abs to lift your hips up. Really let this be about your core rather than the shoulders, rather than the hip flexors, rather than the legs. It is your abs that fold you in half. So imagine basically you're folding your body into a mountain peak, right? So pike, navel to the spine, lift up. Good. Couple other things here. You want to keep your heels lifted pretty high, right? Squeezing inner thighs together to get a little bit more lift up through the floor of the pelvis. And then the neck needs to go along with the spine. So as you pike, gently allow your head to drop towards the chest, right? Not forcefully so, just gently. We've got 5 seconds. Catfish is on deck. Hands to the high handlebars, toes tucked to the carriage in 3, 2, 1. Walk the hands up. Thumbs forward, knuckles wrap, heels lifted high, squeeze, ankles, knees, thighs together. From here, slide the carriage out a little bit. So my knees are bent, my hips are level with my shoulders, my chest is over the platform, and my eye gaze is at the floor in front of the platform. Now squeeze your lower abs really tight. Slowly send the carriage out, like 4 to 5 inches, and then scoop through the low belly. Drive your knees forward, straight forward. Slide the carriage out. Drive the knees straight forward. So basically, your legs are like the only thing moving. You're sliding the legs out, sliding the knees forward. Slide the carriage out, drive the knees forward. Focus in on the lower part of the abdomen. That's where you should really be feeling this. And I want you to take that range of motion, make it half as big. So you're only gonna slide the carriage out like 2 inches, back in 2 inches, slow. We've got 10 seconds to go here. On deck, we're going 1 red spring. We'll pick up our hand weights. You have standing outer thighs with a tricep. Kick back, face whatever direction you want. 1 foot on the front platform, 1 foot on the carriage. In 3, it is 1 red spring. In 2, and 1. Oh my word, my red spring is stuck, y'all. Let's go 1 red spring, 1 foot to the front platform, 1 foot to your carriage. And you've got your weights in hand. Oh my goodness. Okay, I got my red spring. Standing outer thighs is the move that we're doing. Y'all know it. Start pressing the carriage out. You're gonna hit a tricep kick back with the arms. All right, we're back in business. I mean, I don't even know if y'all need the visual of me doing the moves at this point. I feel like you know them so well. Ugh. 1 red. I accidentally left an extra spring on there. Not gonna happen. Okay, now, that being said, if you feel like you've progressed in standing outer thighs, that like your carriage is pretty much like almost hitting that back platform, I'm not even close, then maybe you should pop on, in addition to that red spring, 1 white. Just saying, give it a shot, see how it feels. Just try it for today. Elbows stay close to you. As we hinge forward from the hips, we're pressing the arms back all the way to straight. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. I don't want you to round through the upper back. I don't want those shoulders to drift forward, okay? So think crown of the head through the tailbone, right? 1 long line. And you're keeping that length in your spine. And you're just adding in a little squeeze of the triceps, a little squeeze of those money makers on the backs of the arms. Slow it down with the arms, slow it down with the legs. Okay, I'm moving a little quick. So that means I'm probably making you move a little quick, so let's all slow it down, friends. Seal down the outer edges of the feet. And we really want to be working evenly through both legs. You're not going to see this move again. Right, sides of the glutes, really doing a lot of work. Right, pay attention to the knees. We don't want to lock them out or overextend them. And we don't want our knees knocking in towards one another either. Good, deep breaths. In 4, let's send it out, little hold in 3, 2, send it out, hold, little pulse of the arms, straight up, little pulse, press the carriage out as the arms pulse up, press out as you pulse up. You're here 10 more seconds, little pulses. You've got squats with 2 reverse flies on deck. Here is 5, 4, 3, 2, let the carriage drift back in, just slightly wider in the hips. So we still want some tension in the outer thighs. Weights are gonna be in front of you. Sit your glutes back. You're reaching for a chair that's just out of your reach. Palms are facing in. Soft bend in the elbows, strong core. So we've got this hinge forward. We're gonna go 2 reverse flies at the bottom of your squat. And then drive through the heels, squeeze the glutes, slowly lift it up. Right, so sit, hips back, strong through the core, 2 reverse flies. Right, drive through your heels, squeeze your glutes, slowly lift it up. So at the bottom of every squat, right, pause, squeeze the muscles in between your shoulder blades as you hit those reverse flies. Lift with control. Keep it going here. You're about halfway through. Seal down through the outer edges of the feet. Right, recommit to your core. Breathe. And if the carriage is starting to drift in, maybe just send it back out a little bit further. Good. Here's the deal. We've got just about 35 seconds left in this move. Good news, we're gonna lie down next. Oh, doesn't that sound lovely? I always think I'm giving you such a gift when we get to lie down for a move, but then it usually ends up being like really hard, and then it doesn't really seem like a gift, and it's kind of like, this girl, she thinks she's so nice, and then she like makes us do something like even harder than standing up and doing a move. So maybe you feel that way. I think I'm giving all of us a nice gift. So in 13 seconds, we're gonna lie down on top of the carriage. So you'll have a seat at the very front edge of your front platform. Head, neck, and shoulders will rest on the carriage. We're gonna do some bridge lifts. Take your weights with you in 3, 2, and 1. So have a seat on your front platform, lower head, neck, and shoulders onto the carriage, and then adjust your carriage. I want your neck to feel comfortable. From here, weights above the chest, plant your feet hip width apart and parallel, lift your hips up towards the sky. Now just pause here. Dig your heels into the floor, squeeze your glutes, like actively just squeeze your booty, and then slight squeeze the inner thighs towards one another so they're on. Soft bend in the elbows, palms are facing in. From here, we're gonna do a bridge lift with a chest fly. So we're gonna lower the hips as the arms open out to the side. And then we're gonna drive through the heels, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the chest, squeeze your pinkies towards one another. So fly the arms open, hips dip nice and slow. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the pinkies towards one another, right? So my palms are parallel to one another as I open the arms wide, and then as I squeeze the weights together, I'm just slightly spiraling my pinkies in towards one another to touch. Good, keep going here. A lot of control through the core to lift and lower the glutes as well. You should have just a tiny bit of space between your carriage and your front platform, right? If you feel like you've got like a lot of spring tension sort of pushing you around, walk your feet forward more. And if you feel really unstable, maybe walk the feet in a little closer to the front platform. You'll get a little more support from your springs. Good. Hold everything up. Hold, hold, hold. Squeeze your glutes. From here, lower the glutes down an inch. Squeeze the glutes, lift up an inch. So relax your glutes, hips lower an inch. Squeeze your glutes, lift up an inch. Relax, lower, squeeze, lift. We're just moving 1 inch in space. Drive through the heels, squeeze your booty. Good. Keep this going with the glutes. Now take the arms out wide to the sides. You're gonna pulse the arms up as the glutes lift up. Pulse the arms down as the glutes lower. Little pulses of the upper and the lower body. Oh my word. A little pulse, little pulse, little pulse. Hopefully we're almost done with this move. Yes, we're almost done with this move. In 4, let's go full range. In 3, 2, 1, let's go back to full range. So open the arms as the hips drop. Big squeeze of the glutes. Squeeze the pinkies together. We're gonna go 15 seconds. We're changing our springs. We go 1 weight spring. We've got sliding inner thigh squats. In 5, in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go 1 weight spring. We'll bring 1 foot to the front platform, 1 foot to the carriage. You can keep the weights here. From here, we're gonna sit down into a squat, weights even in both feet. And as we start to sit into the squat, we're gonna slide the carriage out. God. And then squeeze the inner thighs. Bring the carriage in. So let's just lower those hands beside the hips. So Sit the weight back, keep the weight even in both legs. Carriage slides slightly wider than the hips as you sit into your squat. Squeeze the inner thighs as you come up to standing. And I'm not gonna cue you anything to do with the arms. You're just gonna hang on to those weights if you want a little extra, or you can ditch the weights. I'm gonna ditch the weights. I'm not a challenger today, friends. This move is like so hard. And it's probably so hard because we just did all that really heavy pushing work. And now we're asking our legs to stabilize, right? Squeeze through the inner thighs, draw up from the floor of the pelvis. So you're really activating the core as you lift up. Slide the carriage out. Again, my weight is staying even in both legs. And I'm squeezing the inner thighs, zipping up the front line of the core as I bring it in. So imagine a big zipper from the floor of your pelvis up the abdominal wall, all the way up to the sternum, right? Really zipper up the front line of the body. Good. We're gonna make things just a little bit spicier in case they're not spicy enough for you. I like a lot of spice in my life, so let's take it down halfway. Hold. Halfway. Seal down the outer edge of the feet, recommit to your core. Maybe you find that core sandwich with the hands, one hand to low back, one hand to belly. Keep your weight even in both feet. Slide the carriage out an inch. Take your torso with you. Squeeze in an inch. Take your torso with you. So your torso is gonna move as you slide the leg out and back in, so your body weight stays even. 10 seconds. We've got hamstring curls with a skull crusher to round out this leg series in 3, 2, and 1. Step the feet forward in front of your front platform. Grab your weights. Lower down. Head, neck, and shoulders rest on the carriage. Adjust your carriage so that your neck is comfortable. Step 1. Lift the glutes off the front platform. Step 2. Weights extended above the chest. Squeeze the inner thighs slightly towards one another so the thighs are really parallel, right? From here, you're gonna extend out through the legs. You're gonna find a skull crusher. Elbows bend, weights come beside your temples. And then grip the floor with your feet. Come back to your bridge, extend the knuckles straight up towards the sky. Good. I'm really pleased that the sun decided to come out today in Arcata. I'm a little less pleased that it decided to come out while I'm laying with my face to the sky. And I'm a little less pleased that I'm dressed in all black today. So, you know, that's what's going on with me in this hamstring curl skull crusher movement. You know, I wish I could hear what's going on with you right now. Good, slow and controlled. Find some length in your hamstrings on the extension, right? Find this squeeze on the way in. Awesome work. And 4, we're gonna hold our bridge in 3, 2, I want you to hold your bridge. Bring your weights on top of your hip creases. From here, lower your hips down an inch, squeeze the glutes, lift the hips up an inch. Down an inch, lift up an inch. Challengers, extend out through the legs 1 more inch so you feel your hamstrings really start to light up. Keep going with the hips. Little lower an inch, squeeze up an inch. Lower, squeeze up. Final 10 seconds. If you want a little more, extend out a little bit further. We're coming up to a tailbone angel variation with the weights. In 3, come up to seated. In 2 and 1, come up to seated. Feet flat on the floor. Okay, so step 1, it's right here. You're gonna take the upper body back an inch, up an inch. Arms are gonna float out, squeeze in, okay? This is level 1 right here. Level 2, you want a little more? Float the feet so we're balancing on the tailbone. You're gonna take it back an inch, up an inch, open the arms out to the side, keep the chest lifted, weight slightly lower in the shoulders. Level 3, you're gonna extend the legs out as you take the upper body back an inch, come back through center, float the arms wide, back in, and any level, you can ditch the weights, right? Wherever you're at, if the weights become too much, ditch them. And if it becomes too much to have the feet lifted, feet on the floor. Same exact movements, super strong through the core. You're gonna feel this no matter what position you're in. We're gonna stay here 10 more seconds. Your finisher is on deck. It's awful. Don't turn the video off, but I'm just being honest. Meet me in a reverse bear to start. In 3, in 2, and 1. From here, reverse bear to start. We're gonna slowly bend through the knees until the knees are underneath the hips. Separate your feet out like hip width apart, strong through the core. Hold your torso steady in space. You have 4 donkey kicks. Right heel up, down, left heel up, down. Try not to let those hips dip side to side. And you're keeping a 90-degree bend in those knees. You're just kicking the heel straight up, back down, lengthen out into your bear. You got that? So we're gonna bear in, hold, 4 donkey kicks. This is like full body stability, full body work. Lengthen back out into your bear. Good news, you have 20 seconds left in class, so you probably have time to do this like one more time here. Check in, strong through the core, lengthen out through the spine, strong through the glutes. Yes, you freaking can. Stay with me. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Child's pose. Oh, big toes touch, knees wide. Melt your chest down. Release the forehead. Okay, take a couple nice deep breaths. Amazing, amazing job. Thank you so, so much for doing this class with me. Really feel like you guys help keep me accountable. And I only do like a third of a class while I'm coaching you. Let's go ahead, walk those hands in towards your knees. Let's find a nice tall seat. Right, or up to standing, but turn to face me. Stack your spine up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders back. Open up the chest, lift your heart. 2 deep breaths, sealing in all of your hard work. Inhale, circle sweep, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time, deep breath in all the way up. Exhale, draw your hands to heart center. Amazing. Thank you so, so much for being here, for continuing to be here. Y'all are incredible. Have an incredible rest of your day. I'll see you next time.